Before we jump into today's video, I want to give a quick shout out to our channel sponsor, Many Realms. If you're looking for Magic the Gathering and Magic the Gathering related supplies, be sure to check out ManyRealms.com. I'll post a link to their website in the video description, so be sure to go check them out. Hey, what's up everybody? How are you doing out there today? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG and happy pre-release weekend for Edge of Eternities. I hope everyone has had a chance to make it out to a pre-release and get to experience a new set. I will say with Edge of Eternities, it has been so much more fun than I expected. I played in one pre-release. I'm actually getting ready to go to a second pre-release. But, now it seemed like a fun time to crack some more. So today we are going to open up an Edge of Eternities Collector box. And, I said this in the last video. Honestly, when I was not high on this set to begin with. And as I've experienced this more and more, I really, really enjoy it. I'm interested to see, as I get to draft it and play with it in sealed some more, how it performs as far as a limited environment is concerned. But flavor-wise, art-wise, and I think power level of the cards-wise, I think it's just a lot better than I anticipated, which is it's a good thing. So, anyways, Shocklands, planets, really fun stuff in here. Hopefully, we see some of that in this box. That being said, why don't we go ahead and dive on in and let's crack some packs. It being that it is pre-release weekend, again, I'm not going to really talk about pricing today. We're not going to talk about EV or any of the other stuff. It's fair to say box prices, collector box prices for pretty much any Magic products are a little insane right now, a lot insane right now. But today will mostly just be about the experience of opening the collector packs for Edge of Eternities and hopefully pulling some fun stuff along the way. All right. This video will go a little bit faster. Normally, the first time I experience a product, I like to go a little bit slower, pack layout, etc. We'll fly through the commons and uncommons in this one and kind of focus on the juicy stuff in the back. See, we start off with an art card there. All right, we've got our commons and uncommons. Not that there's not some early candidates for some pretty strong commons and uncommons, but let's face it, it's kind of not really why we're here, right? All right, so you have your borderless. This doesn't appear to be Galaxy Foil. It seems like the Galaxy Foil basics are about 4 per box, and then the rest are just the regular borderless. It does have some twinkle to it. Maybe that's just more subtle than I realized. We start off with a pack foil Requiem Monolith. Kind of like this card. I like that. It's just you don't have to sink mana into it. It's just usable. So 3 mana to play, but then you can just tap it and do its thing, which is kind of good. Our first commander card is Vernal Fen. Then we have a Diadrine Synthesis Amalgam. Shambling Vent as the Interstellar. God, I knew I was going to do that. Over-under on number of times is probably set at 4. Take the over. We have our Stellar Sights Poster Shambling Vent. It's kind of cool. The poster are technically more rare than the regular Stellar Sights version, so we'll put this up top. There's a lot of man lands here, and that's kind of a swing and a miss, and then we have an extended art foil Frenzied Baloth in the back, our art card, which art cards are no longer play booster, they're in fact collector booster only, and only a percentage of the time, so I guess technically those kind of have maybe some value now. All right, not a crazy first pack. Kind of, man, these packs are giving me fits for some reason. Normally it's just find the seam and be done with it. And this pack, for instance, does not, there we go, want to open. Sheesh. I think a lot of stock in these boxes is going to go into those last 2 slots. What are you pulling out of that last slot? What are you pulling in the Stellar Sights slot? Not to say that there's not some fun stuff in the front, but I think a lot of the super rare stuff is going to have to come out of those back 2 slots. So a lot of heavy lifting back there. All right, Pulsar Squadron Ace. We have our Forest. I still have not seen this particular one in the Galaxy foil. Maybe today. Ooh, we have a mythic. It is Oroboroid. Pack foil mythic 4 for 1/3 at the beginning. Plant worm at the beginning of your combat on your turn. Put X +1/+1 counters on this creature you control. On each creature you control, where X is this creature's power. Kind of cool. You can see how that snowballs very, very quickly. More or less a kill on sight, right? All right. Insight Engine as our commander card. followed by a Starwinder in the borderless version. That's kind of cool. That's the, what's it called? I think Surreal or Triumphant. So many different variants in this in this set. Surreal, Triumphant, Stellar. We have a High Market as a Stellar Sights. High Market's not a bad pull there. That is non-foil, non-galaxy foil. So that's kind of like the rarity, heavy lifting thing I was mentioning is like you have your regular versions, so you have rares, you have mythics, you have your regular versions, you have your foil versions, you have your galaxy foil versions, and then you have your Stellar Sights poster that are also foil or non-foil, or galaxy foil, I think, too. And then we conclude with a Rust Harvester as a borderless foil in the back. So far, we have not connected in that back slot. Is it a giggity? All right. Third pack. All right. Skipping past the comments. Servandum, Codecracker, Edge Rover, Interceptor Mechan. That appears to be a Galaxy Foil Swamp. Little swamp action. That's cool. All right. Galaxy Foil Swamp. So that's, I think it's our second one. The island might have been one. Asteli Reclaimer as the pack foil rare, followed by our commander, which is Evendo Brush Razor. Into the Starfield Vocalist as the extended art. Oh, Thespian Stage. That is cool. All right, that is a poster foil, not Galaxy. Poster foil Thespian Stage, which is kind of neat. That's kind of cool. Thespian Stage is definitely a nice, combo card. We got the Dark Depths. All right, Genomorph Imago as a borderless foil rare. So we hit a couple of borderless foils back there, but nothing crazy. So far, a pretty tempered box. Thespian Stage is neat, but not like a high-value card. It's also seen its fair amount of reprints as well. I think some of the poster arts look really cool. I largely think I actually prefer the regular Stellar Sights treatment, but that's very much very much subjective. All right. What you really want to see is a Galaxy Foil Mythic back there. That would be splendid. All right. Borderless Foil Plains. Rare is Secluded Starforge. I do kind of like this card as a utility land. It's interesting to see if it slots in, because there's also a couple of already really good utility colorless lands in Standard. What is it? Fountain Port and something else. All right. Horizon Explorer as the commander. Rare is Corral of the Void as the extended art. That is that is a Galaxy Foil rare Cascading Cataracts. It is at least a Galaxy Foil, so we finally kind of hit something from that slot. Cascading Cataracts is kind of cool. I dig that. So Galaxy Foil rare, it does look really good, especially with that coloring. Trying to kind of show it off there. So Galaxy Foil, Cascading Cataracts. Definitely the best hit we've had from that slot thus far. And then Pain for All as an extended art foil back there, and then our art card. All right, so on the board with the Galaxy Foil. No Shocklands yet of interest. We're in pack 5. There's a lot of ball game left, but kind of devoid of Shocklands right now, and sitting on one singular lonesome pack foil mythic. Man, these packs are, I don't know. It really reminds me of the Crimson Vow days. Those packs were indestructible, and this is kind of what these feel like as well. All right, skipping past the commons, skipping largely past the uncommons, into our, I'm going to compare these two real quick. Sidebar. So, yeah, I think this one is Galaxy, and that is so subtle, but, well, it's hard to tell. The first island does feel like it might be a Galaxy Foil, and yet I can't quite tell. And I don't know what that says about the Galaxy Foil island, that I can't quite tell the regular from the Galaxy Foil. All right. Diadrine Synthesis Amalgam again. Eumidian Hatchery. Into the Zoo Ifit Osteoharmonist? Ooh, that is a mouthful. All right. Kind of the cool borderless version. Rare is Blast Zone as the Stellar Sight's non-foil. I'll put the Cataracts right there at that point then. Oh, wait, we have a mythic back here. What do we got going on here? Hey, all right. A special guest, Magus of the Moon. I dig the art on these quite a bit. And it really does, for the Fallout fans out there, that remind me of the poster stuff from Fallout. They look super, super good. So that is Magus of the Moon. Obviously a very playable card. I think Sliver Overlord is going to be like the S tier pull there. But Magus of the Moon as the SPG foil is really, the special guest foil is really cool. All right. I don't hate that at all. All right, last pack of the first half of the box. So for whatever it's worth, I believe the special guests in the collector boxes work out to be about 1 in every 1.4 boxes. So roughly just under or just better than, I guess, 1.5, 1 per every 1.5 boxes. So you're probably getting 2 and 3 boxes and probably 4 out of every 6 sub cases of 6 boxes. So about 2 and 3 boxes, right? All right. Hey, we hit one finally. Neat. That is definitely a Galaxy Foil Forest, and that looks really good. That is way more apparent. Cool. All right. Rare is Memorial Vault as the pack foil rare. Into the Planetary Annihilation as the commander card. Hey, a Godless Shrine. Sweet. We finally hit on our first of the shock lands. I may not love the Viewport borderless treatment as much as some of the others, but I also do like shocklands, so I will not thumb my nose at any shockland. We like shocklands around here. We accept this. Into a Cascading Cataracts, this time in the poster treatment. So non-foil poster treatment Cascading Cataracts. We've hit the Galaxy foil. And then conclude with a Extended Art Lumen class Frigate. No Frigate Way as the extended art. And then super cool planet back there. All right. So that was the first half of the box, and I'm going to be honest, a little underwhelming. Love the special guest, love finally hitting on a borderless, but only 2 mythics, and one of those being a special guest. I have higher hopes for the second half of the box. Let's make that happen. How about we make that happen? Love to see a mythic out of the Stellar Sights. I mean, Ancient Tomb or Gemstone Caverns is the real living the dream there. I take any of those, let alone, of course, Galaxy Foil. As far as the set mythics are concerned, man, I'd love to see some more of those, the planet mythics. Also, Sammy the Wildcat as a mythic. I would not mind seeing Sammy. Probably for obvious reasons. All right, borderless foil planes. Rare is Ice Till Explorer. This card actually seems really good. I pulled this as the Japanese. That's what we're missing. We haven't pulled the Japanese foil showcase. Pulled this one in the first box as the Japanese foil showcase, and I think this card is actually pretty good. Baloth Prime. Baloth, I guess you could say. Watery Grave. So we're on the board with another shockland. Very cool. Second shockland of the boxes is a Watery Grave. Love to see it. Non-foil. Into an Echoing Deeps as the Stellar Sights card. And then a Biotech Specialist as the extended art foil. All right. While I am appreciative of the shockland, gonna need to see some more action. I think I had 8 or 9 mythics in the first box, and we are stuck on 2 right now. One of those actually being the special guest foil, Magus of the Moon. You know, we count it. It counts all the same, but it's kind of saying something like one of them is actually a special guest, which is not an every box occurrence. All right. Here we go. Third force of the box, two non-galaxy, 1 galaxy, into a Thrumming Hive Pool. This card does was fortunate enough to have this in my seal pool, my first sealed event, and this card does just a lot of work. If your opponent doesn't have an answer, it will take over the game and eventually probably get you there. Moxite Refinery. Mythic. Hey, asking you shall receive. I don't think this is going to be a top tier mythic. This is one for me. Sammy Wildcat Captain, again, I hope it's obvious why I'm into the card, but I will take this borderless treatment. Double Strike Vigilance, spells you cast have affinity for artifacts. 6 mana is a lot, but I feel like if Sammy is unanswered, things are going to get out of hand very quickly. I love the card. Cool. Very happy with that. And another mythic. It's Dust Bowl. I don't know how I feel about Dust Bowl as a mythic from the Stellar sites. Love the art on it. But it was just reprinted as a breaking news in Outlaws. Like, that wasn't that long ago. So that feels like kind of, honestly, a little bit of a want mythic. But what do we got going on back here? That is Devastating Onslaught. Very cool. So that is the Japanese foil showcase. We will take that. And that is actually the English version, which I very much appreciate. Sweet. Okay, not bad. We did add, we actually had 3 mythics this pack. So Japanese foil showcase, Devastating Onslaught. I think this card is kind of bonkers. I think 5 mana with this card could just win you the game. And that seems pretty good. I don't even, now we have some options here. I'm going to still keep the Magus on top just because I really like it. But okay, mythic count has been upped. Got a Japanese foil showcase that was English this time. Love to see it. We got ourselves a Sandy Wildcat Captain. And we have 4 packs left. We have hit a couple of shocks. We hit 1 Galaxy Foil Cascading Cataracts. Okay. Sammy Ship's Engineer. That is a borderless, that is a full art mountain, non-Galaxy Foil, I guess was what I was trying to say there. Mutinous Massacre as the pack foil rare. Exploration Brood Ship as the commander card. Whoop, whoop, bearing the lead. Synthesizer Lab Ship. Borderless art there. 1 for 4/4. Actually, I think this card's kind of good too. Station, I'm still kind of trying to decide what's going on with Station, but hey, Grove of the Burn Willows. So we did hit another mythic off of the Stellar sites. That is Grove of the Burn Willows, which is, I guess, at least a solid mythic there, quote unquote mythic. It's usually at rare level. This is the foil version of it, so we'll take that. And we got another mythic back here. It is Extended Art Foil The Endstone. A lot of people are really, really excited about this card. I've actually pulled a couple of them already. I've pulled a pack foil, an extended art, and now an extended art foil. Not necessarily a complaint, just kind of funny as far as like my own duplication is concerned. But I don't dislike the card. Again, I think a lot of people are excited about the card. I think that it's a card that is either unanswered or you're allowed to untap with. Probably GG's one way or the other. Like when that card hits the board, it's going to be game over one way or another, right? Pretty quick. All right, 3 packs left. That does bring our mythic count up to 7 for the box, which is a lot more reasonable. All right, Rescue Skiff, Larval Scoutlander, Tractor Beam. Hey, borderless foil. I keep saying borderless. Galaxy foil planes. Cool. So that's at least our 3rd one in the box, maybe even our 4th. Hey, there we go. Another Shockland. Sweet. Pack foil Sacred Foundry. So that is our 3rd Shockland of the box. Definitely not upset about that. I'm going to even do this. So as our 3rd Shockland, we've had a couple of borderless. We had a Watery Grave, a Godless Shrine, and a Sacred Foundry, which is pretty cool. All right. Eumidian Wastewalker as the commander card. Into the Eternity Elevator. Extended art, pretty good card. I think this card is, I think a lot of people are going to be excited to play with this card as well. And that is a Crystal Query Interstellar. Yeah, did it again. Stellar Sights Foil Crystal Query. And we're going to conclude with a Emissary Escort in the Extended Art Foil back there. All right, 2 packs left. 2 packs left. Honor Knight Captain, Mechan Assembler, Virulent Silencer, Full Bore. And that is a foil Swamp, non-Galaxy. Rare is Starfield Vocalist. I feel like I'm going to end up with just a ton of this card. I think I already have like 4 copies and haven't even barely opened this product. We have a Mythic off of the Commander slot, and that is Heartthrall the World Seed. Jund. Jund Commander. What do you do? So you're a spacecraft. Flying Vigilance Haste, but Station 8. Whenever you sacrifice a land, each opponent loses 2 life. Pretty good. 2 stations. Sacrifice a land, draw 2 cards. You may play an additional land this round. That's pretty good. Okay. That's kind of a solid commander. It is a mythic. Into Mutinous Massacre, this time in the borderless treatment. And next up we have Lava Claw Reaches. Sure, that's non-foil of the Stellar Sights. And then, oh yeah, another Starsail Vocals. My goodness. All right. Opened so many of that card art. We are at our last pack. I'm not going to lie. This box needs some help. It's okay. We're going to do a debrief here in a second, and we'll see what the outcome of this pack is. But just quickly comparing my first box versus this box, we're going to have some discussing. All right, last pack. All right, third island of the box. We have an Eternity Elevator, this time in the pack foil rare version. Pretty good. Surge Conductor. Pretty good card, too. 0 Point Ballad, extended art. We have another mythic. It is Mirror Pool. All right, so we got a Stellar Sights poster this time. It is Mirror Pool. It is non-foil. So, you know, again, varying degrees of rarity there. You've got a mythic. You've got a Stellar Sights, a poster, which is a little bit more rare than the regular Stellar Sights, but also non-foil and non-galaxy foil. Lots of layers there. Lots of layers. And then conclude with a Possibility Technician as the borderless foil in the back and a lander token. So, like right off the rip, I'm going to say this box was substantially less good than the first box I opened. For anybody who's going to go back, who hasn't seen the first video, who wants to have a chance to go back and watch the first video, like, here's your 5-second warning for lots of spoilers. So the first box, we did have 3 Shocklands, but one of them was a Galaxy Foil Shockland Watery Grave. In that box, we also pulled a Galaxy Foil Mutavault, which is a Galaxy Foil Mythic Stellar Sights. It was the non-poster version, but I think any Galaxy Foil Mythic is going to have like a certain price point with it, a certain value assessed to it just because of the rarity. We didn't pull a special guest, which this box kind of gets a 1-up on, but overall, this is like drastically different, right? And like I said, like I have some thoughts. Yeah, I know Dust Bowl is technically a mythic. Yeah, I know, what was the other one? Dust Bowl, Grove of the Burn Willows, but like those are non-bonus sheet. Like those are typically like rare levels, right? So yes, they're cool. Yes, the treatments are cool, saying nothing about that. But the difference between this box and my first box, like keeping this in space terms, it feels like the difference between like the gap between Mars and Jupiter. It was substantial. So like I feel like this is probably like a good duality of these boxes. I love this. I'm really enjoying the set. I don't want to say I love the set yet. We're a pre-release weekend again, but like the duality of these boxes, it's like if you hit some really sweet Galaxy Foil stuff, I think there's going to be huge multipliers on that stuff. And when you don't, barring you don't also hit like an Ancient Tomb or something like that is just a regular version, which will still carry substantial value. There is a possibility you're like, well, that felt a little underwhelming. And that to me is what this box feels like right now, speaking nothing of even value. So, that's okay. It's I'm gonna say it's fine. Like, it's fine. This is the game. This is the box opening game. You're gonna have some clunkers. We've certainly had some really good ones. I think that first box was excellent, and now it looks even more excellent. So, anyways, that's my diatribe for today. I hope you guys at least enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button for me. Hit the like button for me. By all means, drop me some comments. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much, everybody, and be well.